syncing up.
Can you hear it when I play that?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. That's blessed as well.
Let me know when you're synced, man. I'll stop it, yeah?
Yeah.
Unless you want me to loop it in the background quietly.
No, it's blessed. It's blessed. The live is. I think. Let's just double check it is live. 1 second. 1 sec. Let me just double check my channel.
It says live over here, 43 seconds now.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. It says live over here, 43 seconds now. Okay, we're live. It's blessed. Let me just bust a quick short really quickly. Just to get people to come over, get people to know I'm live over here. What is up, good people? Good morning, good people. It's Saturday, lovely morning, 10 o'clock, guys. Hope everyone is feeling blessed. Unfortunately, we got the main man, Nicky New, in the house, guys. Make sure everyone shows his brother some love, goes to his platforms and checks him out. We're going to be talking the United game today, and boom, bada, bing. 1 second. Yo, guys, I'm live right now. Come over to my YouTube channel and watch this. We're talking Man United's performance yesterday. I don't know if you want to call it a Man United performance. And we've got the main man, Nicky New, in the house. Come and join us, guys. Drop a beat for us, DJ. Drop that beat for a second. Drop that beat again for us. Ooh. Let's go. All right, bro, kill the music. Let's get this started. Now, I don't want you giving me no shit today either, man. Leave my team alone today. But we're talking about Man United Chelsea versus United yesterday. We were very close. Harry Maguire, a quarter of his shoulder. No, not even a quarter. Just like maybe 5 or 6 millimeters of his shoulder and a little bit of his head offside. Very unlucky not to lead. Ended up, we lost the game 1-0. Chelsea, I don't know what you want to call it. Bad defending from us. A good bit of skill from what's his face? What's his name again? Oh god,
Reece James.
Reece James, yeah, good bit of skill from Reece James. Puts a lovely ball in. Corella jumps up, nuts it in. Defend. I don't know. We seem to just be conceding these kind of goals all through the season. What were your thoughts on the game, my man? Let's start with you.
Just want to rewind back a bit. Thank you for having me on again, Brod C. And I was worried about you. Last night. I was thinking, how's Brod C? When I was live on my thing doing my DJing, you were in there. I was thinking about my bro. I was thinking, is he all right? Because I was thinking he's from West London. He is from West London. He's got friends and family that support Chelsea. First of all, I was thinking I better ask him in the morning. Are you all right, mate?
Is that a direct question to me? Yeah, you taking the piss?
Seriously, I was like, damn. After I chat the other day, I was thinking, I hope he's all right. Are you all right, mate? Are you all right? Yeah, you look happy.
Like I said, if this was a rare occurrence of things happening, then like my old days, I'd be going mental. I'd literally be going mental at something like this, and the state where we're at the minute. I probably would literally like this season alone, I've broken 2 phone screens. I've broken 2 phone screens this season alone, and it cost me nearly £300 to get them phones fixed. This season, it's just been a shit show, an absolute shit show, and there's no other way of putting it. Other managers are saying now this is where it's worrying for Ruben Amorim. Other managers are saying if we had those players, Man United would not be where they are today. So this is what other managers are saying.
You reckon?
This is what they're saying, bro.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. If that's what they're saying, but I'm looking at the starting lineups from last night, and I'm asking myself how many of the Chelsea players, how many of the Man United players, vice versa, would get into the other teams, right?
Yeah.
Mazraoui or Reece James? Reece James all day long.
Okay.
For me, the Spanish left back Cucurella, who suddenly turned into a world class player since leaving Brighton and joining Chelsea. or Luke Shaw, who once scored in a Euro final and hasn't ever been in a penalty area ever since, hasn't ever put a cross in ever since, hasn't ever given an assist ever since. He is no Roberto Carlos, and Mazraoui is no Cafu at all, right? And I'm just using them two as reference players, and you hear me do that a lot because Reece James, what a Cafu-esque cross he's put in last night for Cucurella. He's got an assist for his team as a right back. And I just want to say about his wonderful strike as well that hit the post, Brod C, reminded me of Benjamin Pavard in the World Cup. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at your starting lineups, brother. You tell me on your starting lineup, right? Apart from say Bruno Fernandes, possibly your mate Diallo. You tell me who else walks into the Chelsea team.
At the minute, it'd be a tough. At the minute, it'd be a tough arcs, to be honest with you. At the minute, but I feel like our left wing back that we've just brought in, African brother, I think he's got something about him. He's still developing. He's quite young still. He's still developing. I feel like there's potential there.
Is this Dogu? Is it Dogu? Is it
Dogu? Dogu. Yeah. And Mazraoui as well, right back. He has been quite solid, defending. He has been quite solid, and I thought there's more to come from him. There's more to come from him. It's not a total loss. I've always said that.
Where's his attacking potential? Sorry, Brod. Where's his attacking potential? He doesn't do anything down the right. That's why I'm trying to sort of compare him to a Cafu because, I mean, even a Kyle Walker back in the day, he hasn't got anything of the sort. He looks sluggish to me. He doesn't look like he's got a turn of pace. He doesn't cause any problems down the right-hand side. And again, he's certainly no Gary Neville. And to be honest, Gary Neville was probably a better player than him, even though football was a very different game back then. If you were to slot Gary Neville in there now, which shouldn't be the case. A right back these days really should be like a right winger and have a little bit of Garincha about them, in my opinion.
And, a lot of people are saying, we played West Ham and Wan-Bissaka, we got rid of him, and a lot of people said, defensively, what that guy gives you defensively alone with his pace and his strength, one-on-one, you don't beat him. No one beats him. It's very rare that someone beats him, So looking at Mazraoui coming in and you think to yourself, ooh, but what the manager has done is he's chosen players that can be versatile, can play on the left side, can play on the right side, can play a wing back, can play right back even, and it just looks like he's brought players in. Mazraoui, I'm not the verdict's. He's still got time. For me, he's still got time. There's still time for him to prove himself. Dogu, he's just come in as well. He's he come in January, so there's time.
How much was Mazraoui? How much was Mazraoui?
It's cheap, 10 mil. Right. So for 10 mil, a bargain.
You shouldn't be coming into Man United waiting a season to prove yourself, in my opinion. You should be proving yourself quickly because it's a world-class football team and you need these players to turn up immediately. You haven't got leeway at this level. And if you win on Wednesday and you go in Champions League, what, you're going to go and prove yourselves, are you?
I mean, it would just gloss over some serious cracks at the club.
Yeah, but no, Brad. What I mean is once you get in the Champions League, are you going to be relying on players who are going to be proving themselves? Have we got that time? How would you feel as a fan if your players are using that to prove yourselves?
I would literally just counter what you're saying by saying this, and kind of how I started. We, by no means, are what we used to be 10 years ago. We're no means by that anymore. We're used to, this season, the fans have just had to eat a whole load of humble pie. We've literally
You're getting relegated. You could get relegated.
Yeah. Well, next season, no way. Next week,
you could go. You could go. You could go.
If things continue the way they are, then for sure. If the form continues where we're at now, and we play in the same shit football, and that Amram brings his players in, and we're doing the same shit, we could easily get relegated next season, 100%. But if his system just clicks, there were times in that Chelsea game where we was on top. We were on top. We lost, but we were on top. First 30 minutes, we were just on top. But the problem was there was just nothing up front. Man Højlund, I'm sorry, bro. I don't like to dig United boys out, man. I really don't. But Yeah, like this. Did you know it? Like you got obviously Chelsea got some big centre backs, big, strong, fast
Colwill,
brothers, like
yeah.
big, strong, fast brothers, and you need something about you to be able to. You need for me. You need to be better. We spent a lot of what he had to deal with was in the air, and he had to try and take it down or run onto things. He couldn't do either. Like I don't think he could go once from anyone
His
really.
body
To be honest with you.
position's in the wrong place. He doesn't understand how the people behind him are playing. There's no brilliance behind him that can actually support him. His confidence has gone. He's not making the right runs. He's not good enough for Man United Football Club. It's a disgrace. I'd like to know what wages he's being paid. He's abusing the fans. He's letting down your fans, and no one digs him out. No one says a word about him. Why does he get swept under the carpet? This blonde-haired, blue-eyed fella.
Um, Trust me, like we're no one's happy with him. I don't know any Manchester United fan that's sitting at home saying, "Yes, I can't wait for Hoyland to
No
come
one
good."
digs him out. Like no one
No.
digs him out.
Yeah, but it's got to a stage. It's literally got to a stage where we don't know what to do anymore. Like Man United fans, we don't know what to do anymore. Like what can we do? We can't go there. We can't go to his house. We can't go to Amram and say like, for me, like after what I've seen from him. Like I would play him out wide. I'd play him wide because by no means is he good enough to be a number 9. I would play him out wide or even try play him as a 10. That way the pressure isn't on him to score the goals. I swear down. I swear down. I'd play him as a 10 and
Yeah.
I honest to God, I would get that Chido Obi Martins, our little youngster that I got from Arsenal, like our little gem. Like, I would prefer to give a youngster a chance because we've seen it all season. We've seen this guy. He runs for the team. Yeah, it's good, la la la. But he's got 3 goals. It's not good enough.
Yeah,
It's
it's
shit.
not.
It's shit, bro.
Yeah,
And
but
no
yeah,
one can defend that. Like, no one can defend that.
I'd be ringing up a Mansfield or a Preston or a Stockport and saying, "We got this fella Hoyland. He needs a run out. He's lost his pace. He's lost his sharpness. Do you want him for a season?" And we'll get rid of him on free when his contract runs out. I would get rid of him and put him in the dustbin. He's an absolute disgrace to your football club. He's let you all down. I don't know what's going on in his life. I hope there's nothing bad going on in his life or something like that or some excuse, whatever. But he is an absolute disgrace to your team. He should be dug out. 3 goals. And am I right in saying you lost 14 Premier League games last season as well?
14 last season, yeah.
Yeah, and how many this season?
It's 18 last night, wasn't it? 18?
So
I made it 18.
14th loss, yeah. So
Yeah.
14 plus 8. My maths is so bad, but I make that
So it's
32.
Is
That right? My
14,
maths
yes,
is
32. 32 is right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Manchester United losing 32 Premier League games over the course of a season. Now, can I just put another statistic on the table? We're both aware that you had the most possession last night, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you had something like 56 or something like that. Yeah,
54 possession.
54, and they had 46.
Yep.
Okay, well, can you tell the viewers how many shots Chelsea had and how many shots Man United had?
Shots. Chelsea had 11 shots yesterday.
No,
And
shots and on and off target. It should be 14 or something like that.
yeah. So they had Chelsea had 11 shots. Total. These are the official stats. Chelsea had 11 shots and 3 on target.
Yeah, so 14.
We had
So they
four
had 14 shots, yeah?
We had 4. We had 4 shots and 1 on target.
That's right. So you had the most, yes. They were at home. They had 14 shots in total, 3 of which were on target. That was within Cole Palmer's shot and then Madueke and then the other one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have more possession and you are telling me you can only muster 3 shots.
What did I say to you the other day? What did I say to you the other day about why every Man United fan is pissed off? We're having possession. Like, these stats will show that we've had 54% possession. Like, most of this possession is Harry Maguire and Anna, like our back 4 holding the ball, moving it around. Like, this is the thing. Like, this is the kind of thing that's pissing us off. Like, we don't want this shit. We want the ball to go to our faster and let them get at the fullbacks. Like, and to be fair, very fair, there were some parts of the game when we were doing it. Ahmad didn't have the best game yesterday. I've got to be honest. Like, it didn't, especially the first half. He had loads of opportunities. But and I think he was our only shot on target. To be fair, personally, I think he should have gone across goal with that shot that he had. It's we did try yesterday, but it just weren't happening for Ahmed early, unfortunately. Mason Mount, he ran around, he wrestled a little bit, but nothing really there. To be honest with you.
He's a sham. You got to look at the decisions he's made in his football career, because now he must be looking at his old teammates thinking, cool, look at me, I used to be over there. Grass is greener over there, right? And at the time when he was signing for United, he's cool, get out of there, this rubbish over there. I want to get with this big team, Manchester United Football Club. It couldn't have gone any worse for him, could it?
No, but to be fair, he's been struck by injuries this season. He hasn't.
No, but
He's
I'm not
barely
saying him
played.
personally. I'm saying, imagine you're going from Chelsea and you're thinking, I fancy this football club. It's bigger, it's better, it's got more history. They've got a better potential. I'm going to go and move there, even though I'm a top dog at Chelsea right now, and I could be a top dog for the next 5 years. Because when he left Chelsea, the world was at his feet. Okay,
Right.
and he's looked at Old Trafford and he's thought, right, this is where I go. This is my Real Madrid move. This is my Barcelona. No, this is my big one. No,
Yeah.
Mason. No, Mason. You're a laughing stock now. You're a laughing stock now.
Yeah, people can
It's
laugh.
really
Like I
sad.
said to you, all the football fans can laugh at us. But like I said to you as well yesterday, if we win that Europa League, we've won a European trophy. And this, I want to put this out there because Robbie was Robbie from Man United Television. He's been quite rude to us. To be fair, he's been quite rude, roasting the Europa League and stuff like that. But a lot of fans are saying, actual Arsenal fans, I heard them saying exactly the same thing. What would you rather, win the Europa League or get to the semi-finals or the quarterfinals of the Champions League? Like, win something or have some, or just like participate, be a participant in the
You
Champions
see,
League.
you're getting desperate now because
No, that's not desperate, bro. That's not desperate.
Come on.
The Europa League is I would say the Europa League is bigger than the FA Cup that Man
Yeah, but I'm
City
a
could possibly
businessman,
win.
right? I'm a
Okay.
businessman, yeah. So I'd
Okay.
be looking at your football club thinking, well, how do we afford the Kylian Mbappes? Is it through the Europa League that pays us a little pittance, right? Or is it through finishing third in the Champions League, which pays us several hundred billion?
It's about 100 million. It's 100 million, yeah.
But I beg your pardon. I
100 billion, 100 billion, then we'd definitely
meant to
all
say
be in there.
million. Yeah, that's right. I meant to say
100 million would all
100.
be in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I got my figures wrong there, but you get what I mean. It's a lot of
Yeah,
money for
yeah,
doing well in the Champions League, as we said yesterday. I mean, I know what you're saying. Winning something is winning something, but you've also got to be careful financially because,
yeah.
you said to me 3 conversations ago about this fella buying your own tickets and stuff like that. So that the
Yeah.
whole club's in disarray.
Yeah.
And can I just say quickly while we're here, right? Colwill, James, Cucurella all get in the United team. Casado, Enzo Fernandez gets the United team. Cole Palmer gets the United team. Neto gets the United team.
Enzo, I can't lie to you. Enzo yesterday, he had a blinder, to be honest with you, and he literally tore. Yeah, who was it? Who was up against? It was Dogu who was up against, and he actually
Yeah,
tore him to pieces.
yeah. Mina finish yet. Mina finish yet. Right? Cole Palmer straight in your team. Neto, Madueke, and George in your team.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like
Yeah.
if anyone of the viewers can, liaise with us now and give us your views on that. But I'm just pretty much calling most of the Chelsea team there and saying, given a chance for your side, would they get in? I think that most of them, your fans would say yes, please, to a lot of them players I've just mentioned there.
Um, it's a difficult one.
It's easy.
It's a difficult one because like I feel that there's certain players that will be better. Like Dogu will be better. Mazarawi will be
You're
better.
United fans, I've got to admire you because you've got this delusional thing where you finish 16th and you've got this faith, right?
Have
And
to.
I know Syndicate Holders at Man United as well, and he's the same. He will never, ever, he's there. He's trying to clutch at all angles. He's trying to clutch at, you know what, if we won the Euros, it's better than finishing fourth. Better than finishing fourth in the Champions League.
Most people will take that, mate. Most people will
I
take
know
that.
you would because you're desperate and you're beautiful fans.
This season we're desperate, bro. 100%. This season we are desperate. Morning, Lady Kitty in the house. This guy's roasting at Man United today, Kitty. I need you to sort of back us up.
Big old Kitty. Kitty, you're on my side anyway. Let's go to town on him, Kitty.
Nah, we're there's a rebuilding process. Like the main thing is at the minute is that the main question being put out there is should this guy not win the Europa League? Does he keep his job? Now, I don't like his system. I don't like his style of play. Like, I've got to admit, I don't like the system. I don't like his style of play. And I think it's not just me saying that. When you've I think it was Sean Dyche that was on the overlap talking to Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Scholes the other day, and he was saying that if he was managing Man United, he'd have him in a 4-4-2, and they wouldn't be 16th. Like, you know, they wouldn't be where they are today. So when you've got lower managers coming out saying that they could do better with the players that he's got, just playing simply by playing a different system. Because people don't understand this as well. Like, the guy, this Amram guy, he is meticulous with his formula. Like, and his system, he wants them to play a certain type of way. They have to do it. Like, you see him shout at players if they're not playing the system properly. So, you know, sometimes you're looking at it and you're seeing these players. He asked 2 seasons. He asked for 2 seasons when he joined. Yes, he did. He asked for 2 seasons. That's right. And he didn't actually. Amram didn't even actually want to come midway. Not midway. I think it was 5 or 6 games into the season. He didn't want to do that. He said to him, "No, I'll come at the end of the season when I've got my players." So that's the only leeway you can give him. Like, you know, like, by all means, he's apparently they're looking at 200 million for him. 200 million transfer budget. Like, we might have to sell a few players, but there's money going to be there, and we have to just try and trust him. Like, you know, God, you know, I don't know. As a Man United, we hope. I hope and I pray that the guy comes good. But, you know, what can I say, bro?
You know, you're so desperate. You're going on about Sean Dyche, and you're now fantasising about the likes of Sean Dyche, ex-Burnley manager, whatever he is, coming into Manchester United Football Club and doing a job. He is not level. You should be talking to me about Pep Guardiola. You should be talking to me about some top-tier managers. Even Maresco from Chelsea at the moment seems like a miles better manager than what you've got in your football club. When you sit here, you moan about your manager, you tell me about this 2 season and all this sort of stuff. Then you look across over the Merseyside at Liverpool. Ask yourself, how long has that fella been there at Liverpool then?
He inherited a good team, though. He inherited a good team.
Well, didn't Sean Dyche just say that if he had your lot, he'd be up there?
But let me rephrase that. The Liverpool manager inherited a brilliant team, like a brilliant team that done well and got far in the Champions League. You know, I think they got to the finals, didn't they? Klopp, didn't he get them to the finals? They lost in the finals. I'm pretty sure they lost to Real Madrid in the finals, didn't they? Liverpool. So he inherited a top class team. Like, Amram inherited like corpses, a graveyard. You know, literally, he didn't inherit the best. Like, you know, most people. This is the thing. People are looking at it like and just saying, "Look, why play this crazy system when these players quite clearly are struggling with it?" If you say you want us to judge you on a full preseason with your players. Right now, you don't have what you want. So for me, it's just stubborn. Like, you know, it's just stubbornness. The guy's too stubborn, and he's actually come out and even said, "Sometimes I'm a young manager, and you know." He says things that, like, maybe he shouldn't say. Like, he said, "This is the worst Man United team ever," which it probably is in some way, to be honest with you. But you can't tell me that with the players that we got, we deserve to be 16th place. Like, you know,
yeah, you do. You do deserve to be 16th. You do. Because you look at this clown I'm looking at on your screen now.
Okay, right? Mr. Højlund, yeah?
You look at these clown chops on your screen right now. Right, that is a fella there who deserves to be relegated on your screen right there because of his shambolic performance for your football club. Right, that there is not good enough. You look at I'll give you a choice: Alexandra Isak, who you brung up yesterday, or this clown on your screen.
No, there's no debate there. You're not going to get an argument there.
Right, and then you can go through quite a few of the football clubs really and pick out their centre forwards: Jared Bowen or this clown on your screen.
Anyway, most of them.
Right?
Most of them.
Even this young lad for Chelsea last night, George, was it George's name? Yeah, this young lad for Chelsea last night, starting up front on his own for Chelsea. He's 18 years old. He's already scored 1 goal in his 8 games. And he's already got 1 assist as well. All this clown on your screen, right? No. Haaland, okay, he's not had they're saying, "Oh, he's not had a great season this season, Haaland." Well, how many goals has he bagged in then for his not very great season compared to this clown on your screen? And then we go to Arsenal.
Harry Maguire scored more goals than him, I'm sure.
Harry Maguire is a better finisher than Højlund.
100%. Do you know, yesterday at some points, I was thinking to myself, you know, like, and this is what I'll say as well, though. Like, when I look at a lot of things when I judge a striker. So I'm looking at it yesterday. What was majority of his stuff that he had to deal with? He had to deal with long balls being pinged in the air, and trying to bring them down, trying to fight against defenders. Now, like, me as a manager, when I've got a striker, I know I know what kind of striker I've got. If I've got a big guy, then I'll say to the boys, look, boys, ping balls that him. He can battle. He can try and hold that ball up for us. Like, if I've got a striker that's short, I'm gonna tell my players this guy needs different delivery. He just wasted all of his energy fighting with some 6'6" bloody massive defenders. Like, in his brain, he needs to go to the other. Say, look, I'm not gonna win. Sometimes you have to just admit defeat. These guys are massive. I'm not gonna beat them in the air. I need different kind of service, and that's not happening. It just continued over and over again. Like you said, we had more possession. The ball was being pinged left and right, and everything was in the air. And that guy just had him in his pocket basically all game. He had him in his pocket. So at some point, someone has got to say, we need to try something else. I need to get different service, and it just doesn't seem to happen. It seems to be continuous over and over again.
Look at the runs that he makes, and look at the runs that Haaland makes. You can't even compare those types of runs. Haaland maybe is a bad example. I think Isak's probably a better example, but the types of runs that Ollie Watkins, let's use Ollie Watkins, right? Yeah. The types of runs that Ollie Watkins makes is also, quite a big lad, and he's got a bit of height on him now. But Ollie Watkins has got that explosiveness, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he's able to create the space, and he's able to give the Fernandes and his team. I forget his name now, the one who's just come back, but he gives him the the one for Aston Villa. The quality guy in the middle, Buendia, or not Buendia. Look, Ollie Watkins gives the players behind him loads, right? Loads of opportunities to put him through. Whereas this guy here, his runs are appalling. So he forces people to play those balls like that. And then the second thing I want to add to what you just said there, you haven't got the brilliance around this man at all to compensate for that anyway.
Yep.
Because if you've got, say, a Zlatan, okay, and he, fumbles a header and it bounces off his chest, Zlatan might just take that ball down and drill it in the top ball.
I'm going to tickle you here a little bit. Someone that you've been roasting quite recently as well. If we had Marouane Fellaini up front yesterday for the service that was coming, he would have done 10 times better. Then he would have been better off. We would have been better off having a Fellaini yesterday rather than Højlund, because Fellaini, when that ball gets pinged in the air, bro, trust me, no matter what anyone says about Fellaini, yeah, when that ball gets pinged at him, that brother controls the ball and it drops at his feet, literally. And then he'll try to play someone else.
Manchester United fans, I just want to take a moment to realise where we're at now. Alex Ferguson leaves your football club, and we are now in 2025 discussing Marouane Fellaini, and we are now arguing reasons as to why Marouane Fellaini, people at home watching this, could have started for Manchester United last night. That is a levels. And funnily enough, right, for me, I don't want to pick on Fellaini, but I was very surprised with that signing, and it looked like it's gone downhill from that point indefinitely, in my opinion. Poor signings ever since then. Really, name me a good... apart from Bruno Fernandes, are there any Man United signings that you think are great? And also Onana. Does he go under the radar a little bit?
Trust me, Onana gets his fair share. Like, even yesterday, we were very unlucky for him not to... Oh, don't you start. She's got Kitty in there talking about we sold Elanga to Forest, and look what he's doing now.
He's a very good player, though.
He's a good player, but unfortunately, we had Ronaldo. I think we had Ronaldo. We had a few strikers there, and when we brought Ronaldo back, he just got pushed out, didn't he? So it was tough. But when we see him now, what he's doing, it does tickle us a little, and that's a homegrown brother as well, So that does hurt a little bit, to be honest with you. But where was we? Sorry, that Elanga.
We were sort of discussing that Fellaini is now being brought into conversations.
Yeah. Obviously, I was just going to tickle you a little bit of that one, because but the point was, you have to have you need to play to your striker's strengths. Don't play to his weak. And what bemuses me though, sometimes I watch a Premier League game, I see them pass the ball to the left, pass the ball to the right. They play a through ball over the top, and there's a striker in one-on-one on goal. For the life of me, I just can't understand why this doesn't happen for us. For the life of me, I just can't decide. Why can't we just get a simple?
You haven't got the brilliance in your team, I'm afraid. That would be a suggestion that I would put forward, because we went through Virgil van Dijk yesterday, and we spoke about his passing ability from the back. Your boys haven't got that.
Yeah.
You know, where are they going to put the ball? What's Luke Shaw going to do? Is Luke Shaw going to play a 1-2 like
Luke
Destiny
Shaw,
and Doggy? He's
Luke
not going to
Shaw,
play a 1-2 like Destiny and Doggy and go flying down the left-hand side and get a
Lu-
crossing.
Luke Shaw on his day before. Bear in mind, Luke Shaw's just come back from injury as well. Like Luke
What
Shaw's
day?
been injured.
What day? I mean, the
No,
last
Luke
time I
Shaw.
saw him the other day was probably England
Luke,
versus Italy in
Luke,
the finals
yeah,
when he scored.
Yeah, he had a good game. He had a good game. He was on fire then, to be honest. He was on really good form, and him and Rashford had a really good partnership down the left-hand side. It was really good, but Luke Shaw, unfortunately, I think he's been injured off and on for the last 2 years now, so it's a tough one on Luke Shaw, to be
He
honest with
doesn't
you.
get enough assists. He doesn't score enough goals. He doesn't get down the wing. He doesn't create enough goals for people like Hoyland, right? Who could be peeling off and perhaps using that size of his to get ahead or whatever. If people like Luke Shaw would actually do his the other part of his job, surely this day, if you're in this day and age, if you're a left or right fullback, as I keep bringing up Roberto Carlos and Cafu, surely part of your job is to run up and down that flank all day long, playing 1-2s, doing things, causing yourself menace like Destiny and Doggy. And I would just want to back that up with the goal from Chelsea yesterday, which was created by the two full backs. You had one of them getting up there who's got an ambition about him to go and get a header, and it's not the first goal he scored this season. And you've got Reece James who's breaking the post in half through a fantastic Benjamin Pavard style shot, as well as a delightful bit of skill, as you pointed out at the start, and a
Yeah.
cross onto the head of Cucurella. And boys, no crosses there for your boys. No runs up and down the left for your boys. No Luke Shaw getting in the box like he wants to win a football match for his team. Nothing of the sort.
Ahmad came close. He went through a few times and had one shot, didn't he? He went through a few times.
But where's Luke Shaw? Where's your left back? Where's the other guy, Mazraoui? Why are they not being a menace? You're talking about defensive abilities of Wan-Bissaka's and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, great. It's not good enough anymore.
Yeah,
We can all be a
but
Gary Neville.
yeah, but you have to be fair to Luke Shaw as well. Yesterday, bear in mind he's not playing left. He's not playing left back. He's not even playing left wing back. He's playing left centre half, like centre defence.
Yeah,
Basically,
three. Yeah,
because
yeah.
he played in a free. So he's not expected for this role. He's not actually expected to bomb down the wings like that. So we have to be fair to him based on that.
Yeah,
But
so okay then. So now, out of the 10 men that you've got on field, 3 of them aren't allowed to attack. Is that what we're saying, right? The other seven that you've got on the field, how many of them are capable of attacking? How many of them can beat a man? 3.
I'd say Ahmad, Ganacho when he come on. Mason
And
Mount,
then
I'm not.
go,
Mason Mount, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he is, who he is. I never really followed him at Chelsea. I know he got 34 goals for Chelsea, but I've never like the jury's always been out on him. Soon as we signed him, it's all been out. But he scored a couple of goals recently, and he looked like okay, maybe he wants it. But the manager has been quite. The manager spoke about him, and he's been quite impressed with him, like saying that he's been injured and stuff, but he's been dedicated every single day. He's dedicated to rehabilitation training and stuff. Maybe we'll nick Kalanga back off Forest when they fell in the Champions League. Sorry,
he's shown a lot of character. He's shown a
sorry,
lot of character. Fair play to Mason Mount. I've got respect for any player who comes back from injury. It must have been very difficult for him, Brud C, but he's still got to perform on the football pitch. And I just don't think in and around him, 54% possession. You're saying a lot of that possession's at the back, fair enough. But you'd want some of that possession to go into Fernandes and into the middle so it can be sprayed out and play. But it's not happening for you, mate. Lindelof again. He goes under the radar. I think he was the other side of the back three, wasn't he? Right? What does he do? What does he offer? You've got these 3 at the back then, and all their job is to what? Header a ball and clear a ball. So you wasted 3 players there, and not even a Van Dijk amongst them who can actually pass or connect in the middle.
What's funny here is Harry Maguire's got a ping on him. He can actually ping that ball, and he does do it sometimes. But this is the problem. The problem is the boys are being handcuffed to this system. The manager don't want them playing a certain way. He don't want them hoofing the ball. He wants them everything to be played out. And you saw yesterday when Chelsea got on top of us, we're trying to play out exactly the same way, and we can't do it. We don't have the players to do it. Casemiro, that's not his game anymore. He's good at Casemiro's job is just to sit in that 6, read the play, break up play, and pass to someone else. And not like he's not like Casemiro at his age as well. He shouldn't be. There shouldn't be the pressure on him to sort of roll back 5 years, 5 or 6 years in when he was in his prime. Like he can do a basic job: sit, hold, kill, and play a simple pass. Like none of this crazy business.
And that's now 4 players. Then you're expecting to sit in a team of 10 and do nothing.
Yeah.
And Casemiro, he has to be ready for the Premier League. He can't just play in the Premier League off the strength of a Real Madrid career because he's going to cost your team.
Yeah, if the system's right, if the system's not right, and this could go for anyone. Like there would be loads of players that are doing well for their clubs right now in the Premier League. I guarantee you, coming to try and play the manager system now that we've got going on, they would struggle because it doesn't look like there's enough freedom. It just doesn't look like there's enough freedom. Like just think like you've played football before, haven't you? You played football, and I don't know if you ever played that, like where. And you're playing against massive centre backs. And one of the things even me as an amateur player, like, when them ball starts getting fired in, I'm going to try my best to hold it up. But as you start getting smarter, you just communicate to your team. You say, look, what's the point? I don't want to fight with this guy for 90 minutes. I don't want to fight with him. Give me the ball differently. Give it to me to my feet. Sting it into my feet. I'll kill it. Or let me go out wide or get them balls over the top going. But the thing is, he just don't have Ollie Watkins, if he was in our team, he would get onto through balls and get shots on goal. But this guy, for whatever reason, confidence, whatever it is, it's just not working for him.
You only get the ball to your feet if your midfielders believe that when they drill the ball to your feet, you have the ability to do something with it, control it, right? No matter what your size is. Sergio Aguero used to get the ball drilled to his feet because 100%. They trust him. They don't trust this clown. Because when you drill the ball to this clown's feet, he might spunk it, it might go over there, it might go over there. And then you look at the Mbappes, they don't really drill it to his feet, they drill it in his vicinity. Because they know when they drill it in his vicinity that it doesn't matter because he's world class. Right. And then the trust gets more, the confidence gets more, everyone's got a more space to play. And then when as players get to know each other, you see a good centre forward. Immediately, when they know where Fernandes has got the ball, they'll dip, they'll turn, they'll make a run. Fernandes will know they're doing that as he's received, and that's it. The space open, but these lot, nothing of the sort.
Pace makes a massive difference, and it scares people. Scares people. Like if a defender knows that the striker's got pace, he's gonna give himself some more space.
Sharpness as well.
Yeah. If the defender knows, like the defender yesterday looked at Højlund and said, "I'm bigger than him. I'm stronger than him, and you know what? I'm technically better than him. Let him try play that ball. I'm gonna pin his eye up. He can't run behind me." And that showed on the rare occasions when the ball got played. Højlund was just 2 seconds of pace too short, to get away, and the defenders knew that. So he's too easy to play against. So even I won't go off, but Harry Kane, when it comes to England and world class teams defending against him, they know they can just press him. He ain't running nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. You ain't getting away from anyone. So that does hurt. So either we need a big, strong defender that can just win those kind of fights, or we need fast players that can get away. One of the two. And most definitely, at the end of the season, we will have a different striker.
Have you got any ideas you would like that to be?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I really don't. What I would hope, it shouldn't be down to Man United. It shouldn't be down to Man United fans to have to try and find these players. It's every single year, a smaller club goes and buys a player that turns out to be a great player, does well, then gets a big money move. Like Cunha. How the fuck did Wolves get Cunha? Where are our scouts? So the scouting needs to be better. It's not down for me to say, obviously, I can't, there's no point dreaming about fancy players coming in now. But for sure, there are players with ability. We need to go and find them. You can't tell me those players aren't out there. They might not have names.
Yeah, but we go through this all the time, yeah? We go through this all the time because I think you're delusional because you're arrogant because you're a Man United fan, right? And you think that big players, you automatically assume that these big players want to come to your club, but I don't think they do anymore, Brudsy. I think they're coming to your club now. I think coming to your club is a bit like being an England international 5 years ago. That weird feeling where no one really wants to go there. You're not guaranteed champions.
Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. Wolves signed Cunha. And they had another guy that was really good that Man City bought as well. Like, if before Wolves bought them, if Man United came in at the same time, they would be in a Man United shirt because they didn't have the profile that they had. Like, you know, they didn't have the profile. Cunha didn't have that profile. So what I'm saying is, if our scouts would have been good enough to attract to go out and visually see players that are coming to the Premier League every single season, like, you know, playing for smaller clubs, I'm not even saying, oh, let's go buy the Mbappes, let's go buy the Van Dijks, like, you know, or anything like that. I'm saying let's buy the up and coming players that these smaller teams, like the really small teams, like Wolves, that, you know, on their way out, goodbye, like, you know, that they can attract, they can find them. Their scouts can go out and find these players. Why can't our scouts go out and find them players? That's what I'm saying.
What about Xerxes then?
But if you ask people in football and you ask them about Xerxes, his reputation before he came, he was meant to be a really good player, and he has shown some quality. Like, you know, he has shown a lot of quality. Like, you know, he's had a lot of cameo moments, but unfortunately got injured. He's out for the season.
I'd like to see you get relegated. Oh no, I would. I'm serious. I think you need to get relegated, and you need to have a good slice of humble pie, because I think that would really help your club actually getting relegated and just resetting the whole damn thing. I reckon dropping a division, right?
No way.
Honestly, I think the best thing that could ever happen to Manchester United Football Club is to actually get relegated into the Championship and reset. And start again from the bottom. You know, just start again like an Ipswich.
Yeah, you seem to have you seem to have a lot of animosity towards Manchester United. Like, you know,
I don't.
I'm sure there's something there. Like, you know, I'm sure there's something there.
No, it's not animosity. I'm trying to.
A lot of animosity towards United. Like, you know.
No, man, no. It's more like it's just the truth, mate. I think getting relegated would actually help your football club. No. You know, it'll give you a financial break because all your best players would leave, right? So then you could reset the wages again, and then just maybe spend about 2 seasons in the Championship just resetting at the level that you are playing at the moment. You know, you'd probably have a lot more success in the Championship than you would do, and get that kind of glory back, and then, you know, start again, reset. You know, have a 5 to 8 year rebuilding process of becoming a top tier Premier League side again, because at the moment you're not.
Listen, guys, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there for today before this gets before he upsets my beloved Man United.
I saw you thinking about it. I saw you thinking about it. Has he got a point? Has he got a point? You were thinking.
What you're saying about the humble pie? Trust me, we've eaten it. We've lost 18 games this season, so we've eaten the humble pie. No Man United fan is sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, we should be doing it." Like, you know, everyone's upset, and no one knows how to feel. Like, you know, no one knows how to feel. This is a horrible feeling. We've never had it before, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, guys. Make sure you guys.
No, hold on. Can we just carry on a little bit, right?
Okay,
because
go for it. More Man United roasting. Okay.
This light at the end of the tunnel that he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is a final against Tottenham Hotspurs. Okay. I just want to. It's not roasting, right? These are genuine questions to you as a fan. Yeah. Yep. I could roast any team, but just because you're a United fan, I'm sort of roasting them a little bit. I just want to know, right? You lose on Wednesday, then what? Like, what then?
We're in the abyss. We're in the abyss. Like, you know, next season will be horrible. No European football whatsoever. We're in the abyss, and it probably restricts us. It restricts us as well from Amram maybe luring a couple of players over. Like, you know, it's going to really, really restrict us. But we've had these years before where we haven't made European football. And you know what? I think in one of those seasons we won the FA Cup. Like, you know, and you know, there's always the cups are there. We focus on the cups, we focus on rebuilding, and we go from there. We start again, guys. Brad's the Entertainment with the main man, Nicky New, I was going to say. DJ Nicky New. Make sure you guys go follow him out, guys. More football content coming your way, more boxing talks. Guys, Nicky, anything you want to say that's got nothing to do with
Thank you very much, bud. You know, thank you very much, bud. Right. I'm not roast. It's just interesting for football fans in general to thank you to you for being a good sport, because It's
Yeah.
interesting for football fans in general to get this sort of conversation because a lot of us are wondering like how the United fans are feeling, especially the
Let,
older ones like me
let,
that are a bit old school. Do you know what I mean? It's
let,
like
let,
it's weird.
let me just leave you with this. You saying how I feel, it basically feels like this is what the analogy I'd put to you is. I've just been stabbed in the back, and you ask me, how does that feel? That's
Is
what
it
it feels
nice?
like.
Is it nice?
That's what it feels like. Watching a
Yeah.
Man United game, I always describe it as literally being tied to a chair, strapped down, and being tortured for 90 minutes. That's what it feels like watching Man United. Literally, you're
That's
being
not good for
tortured
you,
for
man.
90 minutes. No, it
That's
is.
not good for you,
Honestly,
man.
God, sit there now, and God is my witness. I'll sit there and I'll say, right, I know we're shit. I know we're not going to do anything. Don't get stressed. But
Yeah, but that's
look,
why I think relegation. Like, I wasn't sort of trying to like be funny there, but I do think that your level is like championship level, like the way
Brad's
you
the,
played.
Brad's the entertainment out, people.